Welcome to the latest chapter of It Ends With Us legal saga. In any legal battle, the person who controls the narrative usually wins. Justin Baldoni's lawyers aren't just presenting facts. They are curating a timeline that paints a very specific picture of the production's demise. According to the motion, the filming of It Ends With Us wasn't one long string of misery. Instead, they've strategically chopped it into stages. Stage 1, according to the filing, is where Blake Lively's claims of sexual harassment and discomfort live. By isolating these claims to the beginning of the project, the legal team creates a gap in time. They argue that after these issues were allegedly addressed, a significant period of peace followed. Then came what Concepcion colorfully calls the Self-Sabotage Tour. The motion argues that the negative sentiment surrounding Lively wasn't a result of Baldoni's actions, but rather a series of missteps driven by Lively herself during the August 2024 press cycle. It's a classic legal pivot. It wasn't us, it was you. But wait until you hear the specific receipts they brought up to prove she was the driver of her own PR nightmare. Could a wedding from over a decade ago actually be relevant in a 2026 lawsuit? Usually, a motion for summary judgment is a dry, snooze-inducing stack of heretofore and pursuant to. Not this one. Baldoni's team decided to go for the jugular by bringing up Lively's 2012 wedding to Ryan Reynolds at a former slave plantation. Why include a decade-old controversy in a breach of contract or harassment suit? It's a move designed to highlight a pattern of missteps. By mentioning her decision to wed on a plantation, something she and Reynolds have since apologized for, the legal team is subtly telling the judge and the public, this person has a history of being out of touch with public sentiment. Concepcion describes herself as deceased over the sheer audacity of this inclusion. It's petty, yes, but in the world of high-stakes litigation, it's a calculated attempt to dismantle the untouchable image of an A-list star. It shifts the focus from, was Justin difficult on set, to, is Blake's judgment inherently flawed? If they are willing to go back to 2012, what other skeletons are they prepared to pull out of the closet as this case moves toward a potential trial? She allegedly had to rely on real Hollywood stars, like her husband Ryan Reynolds, Matt Damon, and Ben Affleck to bolster her position. The legal strategy here is to suggest that Lively's influence is adjacent, rather than inherent. By framing her as someone who leans on a boys' club of established icons to push her creative agenda, or a hostile takeover of the film's final cut, Baldoni's team is painting her as a proxy power player rather than an independent visionary. In most celebrity feuds, a quiet settlement is the goal. No one wants their dirty laundry aired in a public trial. However, based on the aggressive, chef's kiss level of detail in this motion, the vibe has shifted. I suggest that Baldoni shouldn't settle. And this is because the motion for summary judgment is so strong that it acts as a nail in the coffin. If the evidence is undisputed, meaning there's no factual disagreement that Lively's own actions caused the PR backlash, then a trial becomes a platform for Baldoni to fully clear his name. Refusing to settle is the ultimate power move. It says, I have nothing to hide, and I want the world to see the evidence. For Baldoni, who has faced significant villain framing in the media, a trial might be the only way to pivot back to his man enough brand. But what happens if this actually goes to a jury? Will the Deadpool charm of the Reynolds-Lively camp win over a courtroom, or will the cold, hard timeline of the legal team prevail? The It Ends With Us lawsuit is no longer just about a movie. It's a case study in reputation management, legal pettiness, and the power of a well-written timeline. Justin Baldoni's team isn't just playing defense, they are playing for the win. As we wait to see if a judge grants the summary judgment or pushes this to a full-blown trial, one thing is certain. The era of quiet celebrity exits is over. We are in the age of the petty filing, and it is absolutely riveting. What do you think? Is Justin Baldoni's legal team being brilliantly strategic, or have they gone too far with the personal plantation jabs? Should Blake Lively settle this now to avoid more deceased legal filings, or should she fight back in court? Sound off in the comments below. I want to hear your take on who is winning this PR and legal war. Share this article with your fellow pop culture junkies to get the debate started.